I found 5 shows and films so bizarre, so interesting that probably even Netflix wouldn't touch them. And number 3, well, unless you're living in Spain, you probably don't know this one.
Aquí viene Bon.
What's up, film weirdos and freaks? Today we're talking about Eternal Family. I did a video on them a little while ago. I gave an overview of just the whole site, but today we are going to go through some of my top picks that prove that creativity and underground streaming is really where it's at. So here we go. Number 5, AD Police, also known as the AD Police Files. It's a 3-episode series from the 90s. It's a cyberpunk anime that follows the AD police officers involving advanced androids called boomers. Each episode explores identity, humanity, and corporate manipulation in a way that genuinely feels fresh even for today. If you love Blade Runner and cyberpunk aesthetics, well, you really don't get any much more than this. Personally, I love the art style from this era. I can't get enough, and it reminds me of being a kid trying to watch these adult animes and having the TV on and quickly trying to change the channel when my parents would come into the room. Number 4, Nightwish. A professor and 4 graduate students journey to a crumbling mansion to investigate paranormal activity and must battle ghosts, aliens, and satanic entities. This film has all the things you love about 80s horror, and it still looks great today. The special effects team was K&B EFX, which is one of their earlier credits. The group went on to work on many classic films, many of which I'm sure you've seen. And on their website, it says they have over 800 credits to their name. Another interesting note is the director. He personally only has 2 credits listed in the director role on IMDb. I love watching underdog filmmakers with only a movie or 2 to their name, as they usually never have the budget and they have to constantly try to figure out creative solutions with a team to make the film possible. I've seen people online compare Nightwish to Jacob's Ladder meets Flatliners, and I think that's pretty accurate. And if you like those films, then I think this one is worth a watch. Number 3, Tales to Keep You Awake. Now, this is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This Spanish horror anthology ran from 1966 to 1982. I don't believe this was really well known outside of Spain. Imagine The Twilight Zone, but from a Spanish perspective. Like Twilight Zone, each episode has a setup by the host, and then it dives into the story. If you love The Twilight Zone and the topics on sci-fi, paranoia, existential experiences, this is for you. Because the show carried on along through the 60s up into the 80s, it's interesting to me to see the evolution of the show, the production quality and the trends, almost like watching a time capsule within a show. Number 2, Day of the Beast. The story revolves around a Roman Catholic priest dedicated to committing as many sins as possible, a death metal salesman from Madrid, and an Italian host of a TV show on the occult. They go on a trip through Christmas time Madrid to hunt and prevent the reincarnation of the Antichrist. So a reason to love this film, it's a horror comedy blending of genres. It has some guerrilla filmmaking tactics of filming on not completely closed sets in Madrid to get that production value. It doesn't have the biggest budget in the world, so they had to find creative solutions. There's a lot of great practical effects in the film. And, all of those things contribute to its aesthetic and why it's built a cult following. I love the energy and frantic nature of this film, and I think you will too. And number 1, this might be the wildest on the list, and so it takes the number 1 spot. It has everything, something for the whole family. It has gore, it has explosions, it has Power Rangers riding motorcycles. We are talking about Mechanical Violator Hikaider. In a bleak future, the chain amnesiac combat android is freed and rides into a utopia called Jesus Town, where a zealot ruler and his angelic enforcer, Michael, keep citizens under control through enforced peace. Drawn to the struggles of the rebels, he rediscovers his core drive for free will and becomes the anti-hero by tearing down the system. Fans call it Tetsuo meets Mad Max, and I have to agree. And if that mashup doesn't convince you, well, what if I were to tell you that Sega, yes, the Sega, helped co-produce this film? It's a weird time. The 90s were a weird time. There was a mashup between this kind of mixed media of video games and movies, and they actually even did a sequel on the Sega Saturn, and it's a light gun style of game. And shout outs to the people on YouTube for documenting this game. Thank you, because I haven't seen the Sega Saturn. I have no idea where to even get one in about 30 years. My only memory of Sega Saturn is playing Command & Conquer, the first one, on a Sega Saturn controller. Imagine playing an RTS on a controller, guys. It's torture. I don't recommend it. Just don't do that. These 5 shows and films prove that Eternal Family just isn't another streaming platform. It's a curated place for weird, underground, underappreciated films and shows. Which of these shows or films interest you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you like underground cinema and streaming sites, be sure to subscribe. I'm always finding new things that the mainstream is sleeping on. So that's it for this one. Bye for now.